Hello, everyone, and welcome to Story with Hala 23. I am so happy to have you and everyone here with us this week. Sorry for the delay, some technical issues, but it's all good now. So let's start Story with Hala 23. I just want to say thank you so much for all the support and all the comments. It makes me so happy reading them all. And I love to see all your comments. I love to see that everyone's tuning in and watching it. Be sure to check out my old Story with Hellas if you're new, or if you missed some. Just go to CanArTVLive on Facebook, and you'll find all my stories plus more videos on CanArt TV's channel. So, without further ado, let's start. This week, as always, I've got a story and a craft. Unfortunately, we've kind of finished Christmas, which is sad, but at the same time, we are going to be continuing with the snow theme. Not Christmas, but snow. Because like in my last book that I wrote, Christmas isn't a holiday, it's a feeling. I love this quote so much by Edna Ferber. And also, we still have winter. It's not going to go away. We still have it for the next 3 months, so let's enjoy it while we still have it. So, the story I'm going to be reading this week is Oh, the Places You'll Go. It's one of my favorites. I first read it in 3rd grade with my teacher, and I love this story so much. It's another one by Dr. Seuss. I recommend for you to look on Dr. Seuss's stories. They're really nice. They're really good stories with amazing morals. So let's start. I have another PDF today. It's nicer so you can see the screen better. You can see the pictures. So I will share my screen now. All right. And here's Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who'll decide where to go. You look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you will say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. You'll go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar high heights. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch, and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You'll come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're darked. A place you could sprain both your elbow and your chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much will you lose? How much can you win? And if you go down, should you go left or right? Or right in 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around back and sneak in from behind? Simple it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker upper to make his mind. You can get so confused that you'll start into race. You'll go down long wiggled roads at a break-necking pace, and grind on for miles across weirdest wild space, headed, I fear, toward a most useless place, the waiting place. For people just waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or no, or waiting for the hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow you'll escape all that waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. With banner flapping, once more you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready because you're that kind of a guy. Oh, the places you'll go, there's fun to be done. There are points to be scored and there are games to be won. And the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame, you'll be famous as can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. Except when they don't, because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win because you'll play against you. All alone, whether you like it or not. Alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go through the weather, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go through the hacking cracks howl. Onward up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. You'll get mixed up, of course, as you already know. You'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will succeed. 98.25% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Buxton, or Bixie, or Bray, or Mordecai, Ali Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. So your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. The end. That is the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. This story holds a special place in my heart because it was read, as I said before, to me by my favorite teacher in 3rd grade. And this week's quote actually has to do with the story. I want to read the story first before I say the quote. At the end, you will notice that it said, "You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way." That is an amazing quote that my teacher shared with me. It really holds a place in my heart, and I believe that we can all move mountains if we really try hard. I mean, look at me. I'm 10 and I have my own program already, thanks to all of you. I believe that everyone can do anything they want as long as you work hard, as long as you work hard for yourself and work hard for your achievements and your goals. So, without further ado, that is the story. I hope you all enjoyed it. I love the story so much. And let's move on to our craft. So, this week's craft is going to be a craft that I did a long time ago and I really enjoyed, and I'm going to be doing it again for you guys. The craft is decorative jars. I'm sure you've seen these somewhere online or on YouTube or in Chrome or on Pinterest, mostly on Pinterest. They're fun crafts, fun decorative jars that you can put anywhere. Made this a long time ago with my cousin, and I have little neon paints right here, and I have them all colored out over here. As you can see, if you can't really notice or see it, this paint is special paint. It's really shiny and it's 3D, and it's called slick paint or puffy paint. You can find these at Walmart or Dollarama. They're really nice because they're really shiny and they are 3D and just they stay hard on so they don't scrape off, which is really nice. There's also matte versions of these, and they're really fun to use and really good quality. And if you don't have those, that's completely fine. You can just use acrylic paints also from Dollarama. I would just recommend these because they don't scratch off or anything. I made this a long time ago and it lasted for me for like a year or two. So let's start. The jar I have today is just a small, nice jar. I recommend using these types of jars with the little lids on. I don't know what they're called exactly, but these types of jars. But the one I have is shorter and it has a bigger hole. So yeah, either these types of jars with the nice lids on them, or just a big jar with like a big top on. And you don't want the lid with you, because how are you supposed to put pencils in there if you have the lid on? So just throw away the lid or keep it somewhere else because we don't need the lid today. So what you're gonna need is a jar and some paints and maybe like some extra little stickers. I have some 3D stickers here, snow stickers, and a snow theme. Also, if you're using something other than slick paint, you can use a paintbrush. But the thing is with slick paint is that if you open it here, you have a little opening on the top where you can kind of just draw on there, which I love about this. So you don't have to use paintbrushes. And over here, you can see that I did patterns. So we can do that today. So first things you're gonna want to do is just pick out some colors, like a nice color theme. I'm going with cold colors. I don't want any hot colors here. So I'm going to be picking green, purple, neon green, and blue, and bright teal. So let's get started with the jar. You can really go in any pattern like zigzags or swirly lines or something, or you could do a rainbow pattern. See, that's what I did here. Pink, orange, yellow, green, blue, and then a rainbow at the very bottom. So you can do it in any way you want to, but this is just the way I'm doing it. An idea for some patterns is maybe you could do dots, maybe you could do zigzags or squiggly lines, or maybe a straight line. As you can see, I did that over here for yellow. Just a straight line for yellow. I saw some on Pinterest that were fully painted. You could do that, or you could do the one like I'm doing, which is different patterns. And it is really fun. Another cool thing about slick paint is that it's glow in the dark. If you didn't know that. Most of the neon colors are glow in the dark. The neon ones, I have neon green with me here, and it's glow in the dark, which is really fun. And I just find slick paint a really good paint to use, especially when you're using patterns, and you could draw it right on. So as you can see, I'm doing some dots over here, and I'm gonna move on to blue. For blue, I think I want to do a squiggly line. Whoa, I just sprayed paint on myself. Don't do that, kids. All right. And also, another thing is that if you squirt too much paint, you can kind of move it around like this. Over here, over there, and make a different pattern. My line there is kind of moving a little too squiggly and messy, but that's all right because you can always turn it into something more fun. Maybe you can do like one long strip and you can just make it a thick strip. Maybe if you run out of paint, you can turn it into a rainbow. You can really do anything with these paints, you know? The jar doesn't have to look perfect. It could just go crazy and yeah. Like over here, for green, I did some dots and they ended up drooping, but I like it because now it looks like ovals. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your jar doesn't have to be perfect. It could just be a bunch of crazy colors. Actually, it's nice if you go funky. Maybe put some rainbows all over the jar. Maybe just do doodles. You don't have to necessarily do patterns. You could really do anything, and that's what I love about art. There's no mistakes in art, just happy little accidents by Bob Ross. There really is no mistakes in art. You could do whatever you want. You could draw a portrait, you could draw a pattern, you could draw a landscape, you could do anything in art. It's just a nice activity, a nice pastime to do with your family in these times. Like if it's snowy outside, it's a good rainy day activity. These decorating jars or doing these crafts. Be sure to check out some of my other videos for more craft inspiration. I have 23 videos, and I just started actually the craft theme a few episodes ago, and I love being able to share crafts with everyone because it's a nice thing other than the book. And we are working on some new segments like the book club. Unfortunately, now because of lockdown, we don't really have a bunch of choices, but let's not give up all hope. We still can do a bunch of new segments we can do just at home without any going outside or any seeing friends or something. So I'm going to move on to green, and I want to do actually some doodles, like just some squiggles with different colors. I hope this green is going to work. I don't want it to explode like blue did. There we go. There's just some paint clogging it at the top. I see there's more paint clogging it at the top. Here, let's just move on to a different color. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to draw a squiggly line. I want to do squiggles with a bunch of different colors at the end. And I might just use hot colors for this time. Okay. Let's do the green part. Okay. Now we made a little mountain there. Let's move on to a different color. Okay, I'm gonna pick yellow now. Over here, put some yellow. Yellow, squiggly. All right, next color I am going to pick is neon green. This is one of the glow-in-the-dark ones, which is really cool. I believe this is neon yellow. So this is gonna be a really cool glow-in-the-dark jar. There's also in these this pack, you can get these slick paints for packs, which is nice. Other than having acrylic paints alone, which is also nice. So one thing about these is that when I opened the pack, it had a color. It had many varieties of colors, but it also had neon red. I've never heard of a neon red before. That's kind of weird. But I guess there is a neon red. Who knows? Maybe they meant like glow in the dark red other than neon red. I really don't know, but that's a weird story that happened. Oh, wow. The lid just came right off. Let's finish pink. Okay, and the jar is done. You're gonna wanna keep these out for maybe a bit more than 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes or something. And for the finishing touches, I'm going to put some of the little snow characters. Over here, I have little clips with snowmen with little hats on them. I'm gonna put them right up here. I feel like it brings a nice touch to it. It's really nice. Put these all up here, and I have some bigger ones up there. Take them out. Ooh. All right, so I'm gonna take a bigger snow person and put it right here. Right there. And there you go. Your jar is done. Now you can just pop in some pencils. And it's a nice decorative jar. You can, again, pull it full. And I saw some kawaii ones. They had little faces on them. And it was just fully coated with paint. Or you could do patterns. There's like so much possibilities of things you could do with these jars. And it's nice to have around the house to make, just keep it organized, especially now because of online school. We have lockdown here in Ontario, unfortunately, and if they continue online school, it's really nice to have these as organization at your workspace for online school. So that is the end of our story with Hala 23. I hope you all enjoyed this story with Hala. I recommend to continue looking at the rest of the story with Hala's to see a bunch of crafts, different craft ideas to do. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Canar TV YouTube channel too. And soon I will be making my own YouTube channel where I will have all my story with Hala's and some behind the scenes and extra segments and bookstore vlogs. So that is the end of our episode today. Everyone have an amazing week. Do something nice to someone today. Open the door for someone that you don't know today. Do an act of kindness, a random act of kindness for someone this week. And I'll see you again next week at Story with Hala 24. Thank you so much for joining. See you next week. Bye.